How do you build self-esteem? The answer, you do esteemable things. What does this mean? To me, esteemable things are things that feed your passion and help other people. So there's two types of situations where you need to grow your self-esteem. One, like kind of the macro situation, as I call it, the large situation, where like you're not confident in a social setting. I get so many emails from you guys being like, I don't know, like I've just never had a boyfriend, and like I like this one guy, and like I don't know if he liked me back, and I think it's just because I'm really fat, I'm really ugly, or like I'm just lame, and like I'm not popular. The problem isn't the boy. The problem isn't the school. The problem isn't that you go to an all-girls school. The problem isn't that your mom is strict. The problem is your self-esteem. What you put out there, people react to. You are a walking commercial for yourself. And if the message you're broadcasting to the audience is, my product is shitty, that's what people are going to pick up on. If your vibe is, don't look at me, I'm not pretty, I'm not confident, people are going to believe that. And be like, oh, there's a not pretty, not confident person. Who wants to be around that? Nobody. Nobody. This isn't like an ABC Family Channel movie where the really hot guy like sees the potential and the really like shy, geeky, unconfident girl like draws her out of her shell. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Because nobody wants to be around someone with low self-esteem. It's just contrary to human nature. Because people want to be around, people are pack animals, and we want to be around leaders. And nobody who has low self-esteem is a leader. Just not the case. So how do you build that self-esteem? How do you take yourself from unpopular and not confident socially to the top of where you need to be? You follow your passion. Everyone has something that they're passionate about. And don't mistake this for something that you're good at. A lot of times the things we're good at, we're not particularly passionate about. Like I am actually, so weird, I'm really good at like memorizing paintings. But I don't like love it, like I can tell you who painted this and that and what year and whatever. But it's not like, it's my passion, I just love it, I could do it all day. What I do love is hockey. I love to play hockey. I'm not super good at it, but I love it. So I want you guys to find your passions. Make a list of the things that just excite you. And here's a way to figure out what your passions are. If the day was yours and you had a blank check, what would you do? Take shopping and eating off the list, please, okay? And sleeping. Because obviously we would all do those things, But they're not passionate things or like indulgent things that don't really like feed you. Would you play with animals? Would you go down to the beach? Would you plant a garden? Would you paint something? Would you, do ceramics? Would you go to church? Would you be in a play? Would you sing in front of people? Figure out what it is and pursue it. This might mean you have to do a little legwork and think outside the box and like maybe branch out from your school activities and go for what it is you want. But it's worth it. Because when you're engaged in something that you love, it feeds who you are. It feeds your soul. And it I feel like your heart and your soul is like this ceramic ball that can get all these little cracks in it or something. And when you're doing something you're passionate about, it seals it back up. It seals you back up so that you become a whole person again. And when you feel like a whole person, you can go into your high school, your middle school, your college, or your workplace, and you're like, you know what? It's not even like you say, I was really good in show choir last night, so I have the confidence to ask for a raise. Or I have the confidence to ask that guy out because I planted a rose bush. Those things don't necessarily connect in your mind, but they do in your soul. They connect on a spiritual level. And also, if you're doing something that you're passionate about, and if you feel like you're on the path and living your authentic life, it's not really going to matter that much that, the popular girl didn't ask you to sit at her lunch table. Or, yeah, maybe you tripped on the way into French class in front of your crush. It's like, you know what? Overall, you're happier. So you're not going to focus on those little slights all day long because you're going to be shored up. You're going to have this armor on that is the armor of confidence. So that's the way to build it in the macro. How to build it in the micro? Help other people. I'm one of those people who cannot get over a breakup. I take them so hard, a million Taylor Swift playlists, just so much emotional eating. It's a nightmare. And I learned a long time ago that the way to get out of my own abyss of self-pity is to help others. It's really hard to feel sorry for yourself when you're feeding food to a homeless child. And it gives you the sense, not so much ooh, you shouldn't feel bad about your life, because some people have real problems. That is true, but your problems are still your own. And to diminish your own problems only makes you feel like a fool and feel guilty on top of how miserable you are. So that's not helpful. But what volunteering does is it gives you a sense of worth. When I was 19, I was like spiraling out of control. I had an eating disorder. I was cutting myself. I was like on a seriously bad path. And I joined Army ROTC. And the military gave me, I mean, it made me into a man. It gave me a sense of belonging and accountability. I mattered. What I did mattered. I was more than the person I was dating. I was more than my history grade. I was more than what my mom said about me. I was more than what my sorority sisters were saying about me behind my back. I had value. And it's because I was volunteering and helping other people, because that's what I did with Army ROTC. And I still carry that into my daily life. I volunteer at soup kitchens. I do clothing drives. I volunteer with Glamour Gals. Because it gives me a sense of worth. And when I have that worth, I have confidence. And when you have confidence, you have everything. So find your passion and help others. Because if you help others, maybe they can go find their passion too. And then the world will be healed and everyone